the stars shone bright this awards season, but it wasn't just the statuettes at the Grammys, the Globes, or the Oscars that glittered. The red carpet arrivals were just as important as the awards themselves, paving the way for this season's top trends. Breaking down what we saw on the red carpet and how you can incorporate it into your next black tie affair is designer and stylist Dara Ambriz. Dara, good to see you.
You too, Chad.
So let's jump right in because we got a lot of stuff to talk about here. Award season, of course, all about sparkle, but that's featured in the clothing as well.
Exactly. So a lot of designers, what I saw a lot from Calvin Klein is he really used a lot of sequins and really body fitting in, head to toe sparkle. Talked about last month about being at New York Fashion Week and seeing, not only the beadwork, the sparkle, but it's from head to toe. And so we saw a lot of really great looks. Brie Larson wore a really beautiful piece, and color, like it's not just black sparkle, it was a lot of like emerald greens and midnight blues and silver. So it was beautiful because you want to see those lights capture and sparkle right off.
Right, yeah, and especially if you're on that red carpet, you have all those flashing
Yeah.
bulbs, and it really just pops in that moment.
Yeah.
Okay. Another thing that we saw as well are plunging necklines.
Yes.
Revealing.
Yeah, very, very revealing. Like, I love Jamie Alexander's dress from the Golden Globes. It was black and green and this super drop down to her waist, plunging neckline, but it was beautifully simple and again, captured the light well. Kristen Dunst wore Valentino and it was beautiful velvet with kind of this work that it's like keeping her in there in a way. I mean, I don't know a better way to say it, but it was absolutely gorgeous. And then of course Dior, Charlize Theron for the Oscars. Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible red dress. It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we're not talking about up here, we're talking about here, midriffs,
Yes,
revealing midriffs.
yeah. So what we've seen for the past couple of years is there's a lot of focus on the midsection. And so again, here's where Brie Larson, it was a sparkly dress, but it was showing her midriff. And then also Jennifer Lawrence for Golden Globes, she wore this Dior cutout, and you have to have the right body type to pull it off, but it's absolutely beautiful. And then of course, Taylor Swift for the Grammys, she wore, you usually see like a crop top and a long skirt, but she actually wore a T.A. Versace, and she wore a bandeau and this mini skirt with a long, train. Around it, and in color, again, a lot of color.
Okay. Well, so enough about the ladies, no offense, but let's talk about some of the styles that the guys had. Because I mean, a lot of times they're overlooked because you're thinking, well, it's just a tuxedo, right?
Exactly.
Or just a suit.
A suit, yeah. And of course, there's the traditional tuxedo, the suit. What I loved is, Sylvester Stallone, guys are afraid to like wear navy or black. They're like, is it navy, is it black? He totally was like, I'm putting both on. So it was this midnight blue with black. It was gorgeous. Also, what I loved was Josh Groban. He wore a monochrome, so it was this charcoal gray with this piping on, and then the black suit. It was beautiful, but of course, women still played on the suits. I mean, I love a woman who can pull off a suit. And then Marc Jacobs made this incredible suit dress for Lady Gaga for the Grammys. It was blue and beautiful, and then she had this vibrant colored hair and these super huge heels, and it's fun. It's the play on doing something that's a little different than the traditional black tie.
Yeah, okay, so that's what we saw out in Hollywood.
Yes.
Let's bring it home to our own things. So you brought in a couple of models that can illustrate how we can incorporate these styles into our wardrobe.
Exactly. Okay, so the first model is Shannon, and Shannon has this really cool created dress by Helpless Cause Atelier, one of my favorite lines. She, so it's that play on the midriff. So a crop top, really elegant, demure, but then you look at her back and the back is complete lace. So you can have really fun with color and texture and mixing styles, and again, make it really, it looks on the front like very, very, demure, but then it's really sexy with that open back.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and talk about the other look.
So Jennifer, she is wearing a midnight blue one-shouldered dress. Again, we see a lot of cutouts, showing the back. She's got a high slit on the side with some beautiful tulle that, again, got that sparkle. There's actually glitter built into the tulle, and so she can pull off that sparkly look without having to wear sequins from top to bottom.
Okay. And a lot of these that we can incorporate here, like if we want to go buy something or we want to do something like that, what would you recommend as our style?
So our event season here in Albuquerque is just starting, and so you can go to Dillard's, but you will probably end up wearing something else that somebody else is wearing. What I would suggest is going to a local boutique, a local dress shop. Typically, the owners there will ask you, what event are you going to? And they'll make sure not to sell the same dress to somebody that's going to that same
Okay.
event.
Okay.
Working with the designer is great because you know you'll have a one-of-a-kind look, but you have to give the designer time to create that look for you. So if you've got an event tomorrow, don't call a designer and say, hey, can you create this for me today?
Right.
Also, what I've done before, it's really fun because you don't want to wear the same dress, the same outfit over and over again, is call a bunch of girlfriends together and do a dress swap. You know,
Okay.
have wine and food and then try on dresses, and that way you're moving the dresses around and you don't have to make an investment because,
That's
you know,
great.
event dresses tend to be a lot more expensive than your
Yeah.
typical ready-to-wear.
Absolutely. And just very quickly before we get out, Dara, I know you've recently launched a new website. Where can we find you online?
Yeah, my website is Hopeless Cause ITA. It's Hopeless Cause, and ITA is ATELIER
Okay.
.com.
Okay, fantastic. We, of course, will have links to this and a recap on Dara's fashion looks, taking it from the red carpet into the land of enchantment. For more information on that, head over to Casa.com. For right now, though, we're going to send things over to Brittany.